Ever wonder what happens after a provider submits a medical claim? Behind the scenes, hundreds of systems must speak the same language, HIPAA EDI. But providers and payers rarely talk directly. That's where clearinghouses come in. To make that easier to visualize, think of a clearinghouse as an airport control tower, managing, directing, and validating every claim so it safely reaches the right destination. Today, we'll walk you through the full life of a claim using the three major steps of the claim process: pre-adjudication, adjudication, and post-adjudication. This stage is everything that happens before the payer actually processes the claim. So let's begin at the very first touch point of a claim, that is claim receipt. Everything starts when a provider submits an 837 electronic claim. It could be either professional, institutional, or dental. Clearinghouses receive these claims through secure file uploads, APIs, or practice management systems. Once the claim reaches the clearinghouse, the first job is to make sure the data is even readable. The clearinghouse performs structural checks to ensure the claim is usable. Are all the required HIPAA fields present? Is the patient data in the correct place? Are diagnosis codes valid as per the medical code sets? This is like checking if a form is filled out correctly before anyone reviews it. Next comes the business rule validations. After the basic structure checks, things get a little more specific. Like beyond the basic formatting, clearinghouses check payer-specific rules, such as is the national provider identifier active? Does the payer need a taxonomy code? Is the place of service valid? Next comes the claim scrubbing and early rejection. Now, this is where the clearinghouses really add value. If anything fails in these early checks, the clearinghouse flags error so the provider can correct them. This step dramatically reduces downstream rejections. Next comes the 999 functional acknowledgement. Once all those issues are cleared and the claim is ready to go, clean claims are packaged and sent to the payer. The first response back is the 999. Think of 999 like a simple text message, "We got your file." A 999 tells you only one thing: if a file was accepted or rejected. It will be accepted if the file structure is correct, and if it gets rejected, the file had syntax or structural errors. This concludes the pre-adjudication stage. With that, we move from preparing the claim to processing it. Now that the claim is with the payer, we enter the adjudication phase. This is the payer's core claim processing step. Once the file passes the 999 stage, the payer starts evaluating each claim inside the batch. Now we enter the claim level processing. Here's what happens behind the scenes. The payer checks every detail of the 837. It could be patient eligibility, provider credentials, authorization requirements, or medical necessity code combinations. Benefits and coverage limits. If everything looks good, the claims move forward. If something fails, the payer may reject the claim. Once the payer has done its initial review, they send something back. The payer sends a 277 claim acknowledgement. It's often called the pre-adjudication response or claim level status update. This is like a detailed receipt telling you, yes, we accepted this claim, or no, we rejected it. And here's why. Let's look at the common 277 rejection reasons. It could include invalid patient eligibility, incorrect diagnosis or procedure combination, or it could be missing authorization or provider not credentialed. So the 277 gives providers visibility before the final decision, reducing back and forth and delays. Once the payer completes their decision making, we enter the final stage. This stage covers everything that happens after the payer has fully adjudicated the claim. This is where the financial pictures becomes more clear. 835 Electronic Remittance Advice or the ERA. Once the adjudication is complete, the payer sends the 835, which is the most important document in the entire process. The 835 is like a detailed invoice plus receipt combined, telling the provider what was billed, what was allowed, and what was paid to the patient. It can also say the patient responsibility, denial codes like the car crack, adjustments and write-offs, and the EFT trace numbers. Providers use this to apply payments, update patient balances, automate posting in RCM systems, or even identify the denial trends. Now let's look at the EOB. It's sent to the patient when providers receives the ERA. Patients receive something a little different. Patients receive explanation of benefits, which is also EOB. That shows what was covered and what they owe. Finally, all of this data doesn't just stop at payments, it helps improve operations. Clearinghouses and RCM teams generate reports for denial patterns, revenue forecasting, operational improvements, compliance tracking. All of this helps provider get paid faster, reduce avoidable denials, cut administrative costs, or even improve revenue predictability. So that's the journey from claim submission to payment. Thanks for watching. If you work in healthcare operations, billing, product, or engineering, subscribe to our channel for more insights.